Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining this Sunday webinar sessions, which we typically called Sunday Synergy. And it's a pleasure to welcome you all on 44th edition of Sunday Synergy. Now, today's topic is again very close to our heart, and we all have been facing these kind of challenges all the time, which we called new age cyber fraud. Now, today we are discussing a topic that affects every one of us, not just as professionals, but as digital citizens. Now, whether we are making an online payment, scanning a QR code, shopping online, receiving a phone call, or simply clicking on a link, we are constantly interacting with the digital world. While technology has made life more convenient, it has also created new opportunities for the cyber criminals. Every day we hear about phishing attack, online financial frauds, deepfakes, ransomware, identity theft, and more recently the alarming rise of digital arrest scams. What's even more concerning is that the victims are educated, experienced, and digitally aware individuals. Now, cybersecurity today is no longer just about firewalls and antivirus software. It's about trust. It's about awareness. It's about national resilience. And that's why today's conversation is particularly very special. Now, most of us in our previous sessions, most of us heard cybersecurity related topics from the different experts. Right, they are explaining how attacks happen and how organizations defend against them. But today, we have a rare opportunity to hear from someone who is actively shaping the India cyber policies and digital governance framework. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. 𝗙𝗥𝗔𝗨𝗗 𝗙𝗥𝗔𝗨𝗗, Scientist D and Joint Director at the Cyber Laws Division, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, which we commonly know as MeitY, Government of India. Dr. Kaur has been closely associated with policy and legislative initiative around cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, emerging technologies, digital platform, deepfake cyber laws, and cyber capacity building. So today, instead of only understanding what the threats are, we will also understand how India is preparing to tackle them, what policies are being developed, and how India is preparing to tackle them, what policies are being developed, and what role each one of us to play in creating that safer digital future. So Dr. Kaur, thank you so much on behalf of AI-Agile Synergy for joining us today.
Thank you, 𝗙𝗏𝗏.
Let's dive right in. So let's talk about first the human side of the cybercrime. Now, we all think we are very intelligent, and others are stupid, right? An unconstitutional word though. And we are always thinking that we cannot be made fool by the cyber attackers because we are very, very intelligent, and we are having this kind of complacency in our mind. Now the question is, Dr. Kaur, it is interesting that whenever we hear about the cyber fraud, our first reaction is often, how could someone fall for that? As if we are very intelligent, we are never vulnerable to that. Yet every day we see highly educated people becoming victims. It reminds us that the cybercrime is more often about exploiting human psychology than technology. The reality is that the cyber criminals are no longer hacking computers. They are hacking human emotion. They're hacking human mind. Fear, urgency, greed, curiosity, and trust have become their most powerful weapons. Perhaps the cybercrime today is less about technology and more about understanding the human behavior. So my first question to you, Dr. Kaur, most people believe cybercrime happens to someone else until they become a victim of that. Why do you think cyber fraud continues to succeed despite increasing awareness, and what mindset shift is needed among the citizens? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, 𝗙𝗏𝗏. So first of all, going forward for the answering your question, I should thank you for inviting me in this platform, and I hope this Sunday morning will be helpful for all of us. for myself to understand what are the people need, what are the people questions. And I think from the opposite side, what government is actually doing to tackle this particular problem. That the cybercrime is typically a law enforcement problem. So the normal sense is that the local police thana and they will do it. But the word cyber is such that it's not limited to a local police thana. I mean, the whole government is involved to tackle this issue, right? So we are all here to tackle the cybercrime. It is not only issue of India; it is also issue of a global issue. So coming back to your question, so I think that cyber criminal, they are quite adaptive and innovative, right? I mean, sometimes maybe more intelligent than us, but the cyber criminal, I mean, few years back, if you can see that they are using social engineering that is mainly focused on greed, right? So they started to lure people that this is the link, you will get that lottery, this is the prize money, you will get that, etc., etc. So they started looting people. But when people started aware about this thing, that no, I should not be the fall prey under this lure activity. So now they have started with the fear, right? The thing is that about the digital arrest.
Right.
So they are moving from one methodology to another methodology. So this is like a cat and mouse game. And apart from the social engineering or I mean changing our psychology, they are also using various new kind of technology.
Correct.
For example, we all know about that cybercrime compound at Cambodia, right? This is well known, well documented. So, so that compound, they started to call Indian citizens through WhatsApp calling from foreign national number. After some time, aliens started blocking their foreign national number so that that particular international call cannot come to India.
Okay.
Now they are using VPN and other virtual network technology, so that whenever a call comes to me, it will look like it is an Indian mobile number.
Wow.
So they are also very innovative from both technology and psychology side. So for me, it's a cat and mouse game, and it will go on. It is not like that within 1 year or 6 months it will be resolved.
No, I completely agree with your point that like the way we are trying to prevent them, right? So one way of attack, so immediately they shift to the plan B or plan C, right? So they have also got a lot of backup plans to, right, come to and play with our mind, exactly what you said, right? And I mean, I remember the Dhoom movies, right, where the police was always telling we have to think ahead of the criminal, right? Unless we think ahead of the criminal, we may not be able to tackle them. No, very good. So yes, they are very adaptive to the situation. Now let's come to the second point. Now, the artificial intelligence, we all know, has become one of the defining technologies of this decade. Now, banks are using AI to detect frauds. Governments are using AI to strengthen the cyber defense, and organizations are leveraging AI to identify the threats in real time. Now, the reverse is also true, right? At the same time, the cyber criminals are also using the same very technology to generate the deepfakes, exactly what you said, like sometimes cloning voices, automate phishing campaigns, and make scams more believable than ever before. And we have been hearing this kind of incident many times, that okay, someone senior known people getting a call from a near and dear person exactly the same way with the same voice, and they are not able to decipher, they are not able to recognize, and they fall prey, right, with these kind of challenges. It's almost as if technology itself is neutral. It's the intent behind, right, that is making this, right, different. So my question is, are we entering a cyber arms race between the good AI and the bad AI? Like, scientists may be using it for the good purpose, but the cyber criminals are also using AI, but for the bad AI or the bad usage. What is your take?
Yeah. So the question should be that not between good AI and bad AI. The question should be the good use of AI versus the bad use of AI.
Right.
So it's a very classic example. Internally, we discussed it, like the knife. The knife can be used for cutting of vegetables, but
Right.
knife can be used as a threatening to anyone's life.
Right.
So AI is like that thing. I mean, AI is for good, AI is for bad. Even after that, even some good actors also there, some bad actors is there.
Right.
So just for example, in the month of February in this year, government came up with the guidelines for new legislative guidelines that any deepfake or any artificially generated content. So
Mm-hmm.
typically we called it synthetically generated information, SGI. So
Mm-hmm.
any SGI generated should be labeled properly, and there should be some watermark. For audio file, there should be some initial declaration that this is a SGI information or AI generated information, and some metadata must be embedded inside them.
Okay.
So government is trying that the use of deepfake or that voice cloning can be prevented through that regulation. But still, there is good actor and bad actor. The
Right.
good actor are following that government's legislation,
Mm-hmm.
and the bad actor still they are not following. And then the cyber world, we don't know who are actually the devil is.
Correct.
So government is working on it. So let's find out. I mean, let's try. I mean, from our side, what best we can do to implement that particular legislation.
Excellent. Now, as you said, they first tried to capture or attack our greed part. Now, once people are kind of aware of the greed, now they are not sending any further OTP, etc., etc. Now they are right taking the fear route, exactly what you said. Now that is our
Mhm.
next part. So over the last year, right, or the last maybe 1 or 2 year, one term that has entered everyday conversation is the digital arrest, especially for the seniors, right, the senior citizen who are not that much aware of it. What is particularly alarming is that many victims are not digitally illiterate. They are educated, successful, and experienced individual. And I must take back my word. It's not only for the senior people. Sometimes anyone is
Mhm.
thinking about arrest, it immediately creates a kind of fear factor in their mind, and they want to come out of right that by giving some money, whatever, because they do not want to be feeling ashamed in front of the right people. It's a kind of social stigma, right? If I'm getting arrested. So these scams succeed because the criminals create an environment of fear, exactly what you said. Authority and urgency, leaving the victims, right, little time to think rationally. Why is it happening? And we have been seeing there are a lot of promotions from the central government, right? Don't fall prey, right, with this kind of digital arrest kind of emails or phone calls, etc. Perhaps the biggest lesson is that the awareness alone may not be enough if we don't understand how manipulation works. So, from that context, my question would be, what does this tell us about the psychology of the cybercrime, and how should awareness campaigns evolve beyond simply telling people to be careful? Because just by saying careful is not going to help. What is your take?
Right. The one thing to prevent cyber fraud from a citizen perspective is awareness, awareness, and awareness.
Right,
Right. Uh, on the first question, I stated that initially they used the grid, right?
right.
So at last, people got realized that it should not be the fall prey under that grid part.
Mm-hmm,
So for the digital arrest part, they are using the fear or
mm-hmm,
emotion.
mm-hmm.
So awareness is the one thing that only can prevent this issue globally. Otherwise, government or law enforcement agencies they don't have such capacity to prevent each such digital arrest call. So
Right.
only thing government can do is awareness, awareness, and awareness. One good example is that last week we are visiting Singapore for
Mm-hmm,
official purpose.
mm-hmm.
So what we have seen that on the every Singapore government website, whenever you open a Singapore government website, on the first landing page there is a banner, and the banner is saying that the government official will not call you seeking money from you.
Correct.
So most of the time, the digital arrest is like the CBI or ED, they are calling you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I think that kind of awareness should be adopted by us also. And one more thing, it should not be the limited to the awareness campaign by government,
Mm.
the private players, because whenever a bank fraud is there, I mean, anything, the private player should also come up and should be the part of this awareness campaign. But finally, awareness, awareness, and awareness.
Right. And government is doing enough, right, to spread this awareness to the people, I believe. Is that correct statement?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good. So next comes to the convenience versus security. So we all look for convenience. We all look for some easy to navigate path to get to our result. Now, as digital consumers, we have become accustomed to instant gratification. Now, it could be one-click payment. It could be autofill password. It could be face recognition, right? And frictionless transaction have transformed our daily life. Now, no one would like to, for a bank account opening, no one would like to fill in a long page, right? Take the photo, etc., etc. It's a kind of 1 minute job. That's how they are making these kind of campaigns. Okay, we will create your bank account just in 1 minute time, right? Mostly the kind of private sector banks are doing it. But maybe some of the checks and balances are missing. I'm just giving an example. So every layer of convenience often removes a layer of verification. Right. So that means the background check is missing, right? Earlier, we used to see the bank is doing a lot of background checks, etc. Now they are, because of lot of policies, lot of, local state government policies, lot of central government policies, you don't have a choice but to open an account. And with this volume of work, like with this volume of kind of bank account, you don't have a choice but to digitize it, right? So the challenge is ensuring that the security does not become so cumbersome that people begin looking for a shortcut. That typically happens. Okay, why to go for the, it will take a lot of my time. So let us better take a short route. And unfortunately, they fall prey of these security threats. So it's a delicate balance between the user experience and the cyber resilience. So from that perspective, what is your take? How do we strike the right balance between the convenience and the cyber security without making digital services difficult to use?
Generally, in my ministry, I am tackling or I am engaging with the particular act, that is the Information Technology Act.
Right.
So, in the Information Technology Act is the enabling framework that actually enable digital signature, digital documents, and filling up form digitally, even something like digital check, etc., has been actually, we have an enabling framework. And it started in the year 2000. So very recently, we are also simplifying the process for the various deed, etc., to make it more digital friendly. Apart from my ministry, that RBI is there, SEBI is there, right. IRDAI is there for the insurance purpose. So they have a very good framework from with respect to the cyber security, also onboarding of the user. So that framework is quite strong. Like many they are being using from blockchain to problem comes up at the implementation level.
Devjit, there may be a little bit of network challenges in your end, at your end.
The new account come, money siphon, and they are just gone. And this is the problem of implementation at the ground level. Right? Even police are taking good action. They are being a good number of arrests from the cyber criminal and from the bank side also. But it will still go on, right? Because the framework is there. Implementation will take some time, but finally, it is the awareness of the user. Like in the physical world, I mean, if I am going to buy a cloth, I will see the appearance of the shop, right? Correct. Or I see the reputation of the shop. If some new shop is came up there, and I will not go on to buy a cheap cloth from there. Right. I will go for a more expensive shop, so that I can be confident that the product I am buying is genuine. Right. So in the physical
So
world,
reliability comes into picture. Yeah.
yeah, in the physical world we have that practice. So in the online world, we should have the same practice.
Right. Okay, makes sense. Next, moving to the cybersecurity as a shared responsibility, right? What you said, it's not government cannot do everything, right? So it's a joint initiative between the government, right, and the citizen, right? So we need to be more aware, right? As you said, awareness, awareness, and awareness. So whenever a cyber fraud takes place, the first question is usually who is responsible? Was it the customer? Was it the bank? Or was it the telecom operator? Or was it the technology platform? Because all these people are involved. Customer is receiving the call. Bank is kind of apparently making that call. Telecom operator is kind of, I mean, it's a via through which the call is happening, or it is a technology platform. The truth is, the cybersecurity today resembles road safety. Safe roads require responsible driver, effective traffic rules, good infrastructure, and the efficient law enforcement. Everything has to work well to minimize the traffic congestion, to minimize the road accident, etc., etc. If even one of the element fails, everyone becomes vulnerable, right? And we can, right? It can go for a kind of road accident or something. So perhaps cybersecurity works in much the same way. So the point is, in reality, who owns the cybersecurity? And how should responsibilities be shared among the citizens, the businesses, the financial institutions, the technology platform, and the government? How the responsibility is distributed?
All right. So I should take the same example of digital arrest. So normally, how digital arrest takes place, that some fraudster will call me, then out of fear, I will transfer the money.
Correct.
Suppose I transfer the money through UPI.
Mm-hmm.
So who are the person or entity involved in this supply chain? So first, the payment service provider.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. Then there will be a remitter bank. There will be a beneficiary bank.
Right.
And finally, the user.
Correct.
Actually, everyone is responsible.
Mm-hmm.
In UPI, whenever I actually provide the PIN, I open the app in my mobile. I enter the amount. I provide the PIN. So there is no cybersecurity issue.
Correct.
This is not a matter of cybersecurity. This is the matter of the user. He doesn't know how to be a very cyber hygiene person. But if it is in the NPCI end or in the remitter bank end, so that is the responsibility of particular that bank. For example, for the payment service provider, there is a RBI regulation that this should be PCI DSS compliant. If they are not following that security measure, so that is their fault. So typically everyone is responsible, but who is responsible depends on the particular event. How I got in the digital arrest scam, or how the money is being transferred. So it will be case to case dependent. Otherwise, everyone is responsible.
Right. Now, if we think about building a cyber aware generation, because of the cyber security threat, we cannot just go away and go back to our original traditional legacy way of money transfer. It's not possible, right? We have come a long way. And UPI, right, money transferring through UPI becomes a new normal. And the children are also very much accustomed. Maybe like people like us are not that conversant. However, right, rest of the people, right, are more conversant, especially the children. So children today learn to sweep a screen before they learn to write with a pencil. Right? They grow up surrounded by smartphones, online gaming, social media, and AI powered applications without knowing the implications. Yet while schools teach road safety, environmental awareness, and financial literacy, cyber hygiene, exactly what you just said, often remains as an afterthought. After the damage is done, then we'll start teaching people, no, don't do these things, right? Now, if digital life is becoming a fundamental life skill, perhaps the digital safety should become one too. So should cyber hygiene becomes a compulsory life skill taught in school and colleges? What is your take as a scientist?
I mean, it should be taught in school level, starting from school level. But to be true, I am not actually aware of the what other ministries in the central government level is doing. Whether CBSC has mandated any course
Right.
or for that cyber security. That I am not aware. But one thing I can say, in our ministry, that is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, they have a particular program, that is the Information Security Education and Awareness, ISEA. So under that program, many course has been developed, obviously voluntary course, for children, for adult also. And for children, that actually teaches them about the basic cyber hygiene and some other thing. So I should say that if anyone is interested, please visit that ISEA website of METI, and they would come to know that what are the program being managed by our ministry.
Okay, makes sense. Now, as we started our discussion, right, we understood that the most important part out of everything is the trust, right? Trust in the digital economy. So India's digital infrastructure has been one of the greatest success stories of the last decade, right? From UPI to digital public infrastructure, millions of citizens have embraced digital services with remarkable confidence. Especially during the COVID time, it has taken a quantum leap. But every cyber fraud chips away at that confidence. Trust takes years to build and only moments to lose. As we continue to innovate, protecting public trust becomes just as important as developing a new technology. So from that perspective, how do you ensure the rising cyber threat do not erode public trust in India's rapidly growing digital ecosystem? Because both are important. I mean, if we cannot just take back the digital system, right? We cannot go back to our legacy system. So how can we ensure that rising cyber threats do not erode the public trust in India's rapidly growing digital ecosystem? What is your take on there?
Right. Government is quite concerned about that trust, right? During COVID, even before COVID also, through the Digital India program, government actually pushed for the digitization of every service being provided. And if there is a trust break, the whole system will fall out. Right?
Correct.
So government is quite concerned. So so one way of bringing back the trust is that, suppose for example, I will take the same example of digital arrest again. So in the digital arrest, suppose I lost money of 1 lakh. What should I do? Or what actually I want? People actually don't want to get the victim got arrested. The perpetrator get arrested. As a victim, minimum what I want to get back my money. Right? I lost 1 lakh rupees. I should be revert back that 1 lakh rupees. Right?
Correct.
So throughout the initiation, for this, government has set up a body that is called I4C, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, that is being administered by the Ministry of Home Affairs, not our ministry. So I4C has been entrusted for mitigation of such cyber fraud, right? So in I4C, almost every bank has the representative.
Okay.
Almost every bank. So there we call a golden hour. There is no particular time whether golden hour is 1 hour or 30 minutes. But if I lost money, I should report it to a particular website is there, the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. That is, the website is cybercrime.gov.in.
Okay.
There is a toll-free number also, 1930. So I should call them, or I should report them that my money has been lost. So I4C, they have onboarded all the banks, and they have in their building, banks are there also. So they will engage their machinery to prevent the transfer of that money. They will seize and they will try their best to revert back the money transfer. Right? So I4C, they are doing a very good job there. And apart from that, very recently they have launched a particular portal that is called Citizen Financial Cyber Fraud Reporting and Management System.
Mm-hmm.
So this portal is particularly for reporting financial cyber fraud. So I should say government is doing enough, but I should not say this is the ultimate thing.
Correct.
This is the perfect solution. But still, my suggestion to the listeners here is that if you are got under the digital arrest or you lost money under these financial cyber fraud, report it to there. That is the cybercrime.gov.in or call the 1930. That is the best way you can do just after you got frauded by some fraudster.
Right. So instead of getting him, being nervous, right? We know that okay, where to kind of report this problem, right, and how to get that sorted. So 1930 and the kind of website that we just talked about. Okay, that's a very good information. Thank you so much. Now coming to the protecting critical infrastructure. Now cyber attacks today are no longer continued to stealing money or personal information. Around the world, we have seen hospitals shut down, pipelines disrupted, airports affected, or even power grids brought to standstill. Because if they can get to the system, they can ruin everything. Now, as India's digital infrastructure continues to expand, and it will be expanding, right, considering the volume of people that we are having, our critical services become increasingly interconnected, right? So typically what we used to call it as an IoT, right? Internet of Things, that intelligent, instrumented, and interconnected. That connectivity brings enormous opportunities, but also a greater responsibility to secure them. So preparedness is no longer optional, it's a national imperative. So from that perspective, if cyber attacks can disrupt bank, power grid, telecom network, and any other public services, are we adequately prepared for this large-scale cyber crisis? And what lessons can India learn from the global incidents?
Right. So CII is a very, very common and important term in terms of cyber security. Right? That is the critical information infrastructure. So every country in this world, they have particular measure for protecting the CII.
Okay.
India is also there, right? So there is a particular organization that is NCIIPC, National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, right? NCIIPC has been established under the same Information Technology Act 2000. So NCIIPC entrusted to secure some listed CII, not the every CII. The listed CII, we call it the protected system.
Okay.
NCIIPC is very much responsible for this. NCIIPC has their own intelligence arm, so they gather intelligence around the world. I mean, whatever is happening to some western part or eastern part, they have that knowledge, and they know how the new threat vectors are coming. They know how the future vulnerability will may look like.
Right.
So NCIIPC is totally engaged on that matter, and they are protecting all the CIIs for the protected system. Everyone is there. The banking sector is there. The power sector is there. The railway sector is there. The telecom sector is there. Everyone is there.
Right.
So and NCIIPC actually comes under NTRO. Again, NTRO is an intelligence organization. So our CII is in good hand, I should say.
Okay. Brilliant. Now, we are almost coming to the last part of the discussion. Now, next comes the future workforce and the cybersecurity. So traditionally, cybersecurity has been viewed as the responsibility of IT departments or security specialists. And in corporate world, we used to have some BISO, CISO, Business Information Security Officer, Customer Information Security Officer, etc. So security plays a major role in our IT services as well. But in today's workspace, almost every employee handles sensitive information, and we are almost all irrespective of the organizations, we always need to go through, right, certain data security, privacy training, etc., right? It's a mandatory training for all of us. So because we all are handling, right, sensitive information, we communicate digitally and making decisions that impact the organizational security. And these days we are kind of leveling, right, some of our documents also, whether it is a private document or a public document or a public private internal but third party enable, like which is a customer document, confidential document, etc. And accordingly our firewall will help us to understand which one can be going outside the firewall of the organization, which one cannot be. Now, whether it is clicking an email or sharing a document or approving a payment, every individual has a role to play, right? Now, I'm not talking about the blocking the websites. Now, those are very simple these days. Perhaps the strongest firewall in any organization is an informed workspace. So the question is, do you believe the cybersecurity should become a core professional skill for everyone, irrespective of the profession, whether it is a teacher to a banker to a doctor or a civil service or a business leader? What is your take?
So in this regard, I should convey my personal opinion that I should not expect that everyone will be a cybersecurity professional.
Okay.
Suppose I am a history graduate and
Mhm.
I entered in a government job. So government cannot expect me to be a cybersecurity professional.
Correct.
I may be, but government should not expect it from me.
Right.
Right. So what I need to be aware of that I should have some basic cyber hygiene knowledge.
Right. Exactly.
I should not click this one, should not
Mm.
do this one. I should not open the website. I should not try to break the firewall using some online video available on YouTube. So I should not do that. What I think is mandatory is that CISO,
Right.
CISO must be there.
Exactly.
So as per the CII framework, that the NCIPC guidelines, every protected system they must have CISO.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And there is another organization under our ministry, the Computer Emergency Response Team of India,
Mm-hmm.
CERTIN. They're responsible for all the incident, cyber incident in India. So as per the CERTIN guidelines, all the government organization, particularly in the central government, I'm not talking about the state government organization.
Mm-hmm.
The central government organization, there must be a CISO.
Okay.
So there must be some expert person there, CISO, right, who will be responsible for overall cybersecurity measure. Each employee must be educated or aware of the basic hygiene, but there must be a single person or more than single person who are aware of this cybersecurity. Otherwise, it is not possible for a single person to be responsible for every cybersecurity incident. Recently, there is a act we have connected, that is the Digital Personal Protection Act, DPDP Act. So under this DPDP, there is a particular post we have created, that is the Data Protection Officer, DPO. This has been mandatory for the significant data fiduciary or data processor. So yes, there should be one person who should be held liable for this cybersecurity incident.
Correct. Right.
So, and recently there is a very good practice, the cybersecurity as service. This is a very good business practice right now.
Interesting.
Even in Singapore cybersecurity framework, CISO as service is also there. So that particular CISO should not be the employee of that organization.
Wow.
They can hire other organization who will provide that CISO. So that thing
just to
is
keep
there.
that impartiality, maybe, right? So yeah, got it. Okay. Now that's a very good point. You said, like, we need not to be, because no one can be not everyone can be an expert, but they can have a good amount of awareness. But yes, the organization should have a CISO, right, who should be kind of held accountable moving forward. No, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Now, looking ahead, now technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace. AI, quantum computing, autonomous systems, and synthetic media are opening exciting new possibilities. But they are also creating new attack surfaces. Now, history has shown that the cyber threats evolve much faster than the regulations or the public awareness. The challenge is not just responding to today's risk, but also anticipating tomorrow's. Now, building resilience today will determine how secure we are in the future. So, as a government official, or a scientist or a joint director, 5 years from now, what cyber threats worries you the most, and what one action should India take today to prepare for their future?
I think the answer everyone knows. That is the AI.
Right.
AI as a cyber weapon, right? The recent incident of 𝗡𝗲𝗄, we have seen that, and government was quite concerned about it. And good thing is that it is not now available in India for some reason. So yes, AI is the most important weapon in future. Again, AI is the only thing which can prevent that weapon, right? So AI against AI, it is the future.
Right. So that means the enemies are the cyber attackers are also using AI, and we are also using AI to defend that, right? So AI against AI makes sense. Now, Dr. Kaur, we are almost coming to the end. So we have discussed policies, technologies, AI infrastructure, and the national preparedness. And thanks for sharing those insights. I do understand, right? You cannot share too much of details because of the national security, but whatever you have shared is very, very informative so far. But I would like to end this conversation before we go to the rapid fire round with a practical note. Now, our audience includes students, professionals, entrepreneurs, parents, and senior citizens. If everyone watching could take away just one simple habit that could significantly improve their digital safety, it could make a meaningful difference. So, what is your advice? If there is one cyber habit that every Indian should adopt starting tomorrow morning, what would it be and why?
Yeah, there are many such options, but as you say, I have to select one. So the one thing I should say, don't trust an unknown source.
Excellent.
So whenever a link, whenever a QR code, whenever a website or anything else from an unknown source is coming to your mobile or your email or your device, don't trust it.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's a great advice. Now let's go into a little bit of a lot of serious discussions right now. I mean, got to know about a lot of acronyms, the new policies and other things, and that's awesome. Now let's get into a little bit of fun round with the rapid fire. One cyber habit, right? I think you just talked about. I think you have answered that. One cyber habit everyone should adopt immediately, right? I think you have just given that answer. So let me move to the next question. Password manager or remembering the password, which is important?
To me, the password manager.
Okay. AI, biggest opportunity or biggest threat?
Biggest opportunity, obviously.
Okay. One cyber myth you wish people would stop believing?
The same we discussed already. I would not be the victim.
Excellent. If you had only one word to describe the future of cybersecurity, what would it be?
As usual, in the physical space, in the online space, it's a cat and mouse game. There is never ending situation.
Okay. So both will continue, but we should find out a kind of more innovative way to counter that. Yeah,
Yes.
makes sense. Which worries you more, deepfakes or the digital arrest scam?
Digital arrest, obviously.
Right. Strong password or multi-factor authentication?
MFA.
Right.
Multi-factor authentication.
Yeah. What is the first thing you would do when you receive an unexpected link or QR code?
Ignore it.
Nice. One government initiative in cybersecurity that every Indian should know about?
Yes. So if there is any cybersecurity incident or the cyber breach, please report it to certain, that is Computer Emergency Response Team of India. Please report it there. There is a particular email ID, that is incident@the rate certain.org.in. If there is any cyber incident, relate it to them. They will take
Okay.
care of.
Okay. If you could permanently eliminate one cybercrime tomorrow, which would that be?
Yeah, this is very personal to me. I'm doing many things on that. Or I have done many things on that to prevent child sexual abuse material online.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. It was great session, Debjit, and I would just now open it up for the audience if you have any question.
Please, sure.
Any question, anyone?
Yes, so hi, Devjit. This is Dola here. Thank you for a wonderful session, and this was really an eye-opener as well. A lot of concepts as well as, the basic things, basic hygiene, which we often tend to forget. I think just rehearsed those, and that should be kept in mind as an individual as well as a responsible citizen of the country. Now, you spoke about, very well that awareness is the biggest thing, and that is the key, right? And you spoke about some of the portal also where we can, raise any issues that are there. But often I've seen that these any portal for that matter, and specifically, such. Although I'm yet to visit these portal that you just mentioned, but standard cyber awareness campaigns, they are often a lot text heavy advisories, so which may not be accessible to the rural communities or the non-English speakers, etc. So how is the government restructuring such awareness programs to ensure that cybersecurity education is hyper localized or culturally relevant to ensure the triggerness of the actual behavioral change?
Right. So, first of all, that website I was talking about, that is not limited to only English. The same information is available in other Indian languages also.
Okay, great.
And
Sorry, I haven't visited, but many
yeah,
campaigns I see it is in English, but that is good. Yes.
yeah.
Thanks. Go ahead.
And apart from that, there is a particular AI model government has developed that is called the Bhashini. So Bhashini is very similar to Google Translator, right? But very close to Indian culture and Indian heart. So
The NLP program, right? It's an NLP one. Yeah.
So I think that should be used, but at because I am at the central government level, I am not aware of about the whether other government or the state government or panchayat level thing is being going on. From the central government, we are doing such awareness program or content creation. But as you say, that the content should be, designed so that the local people easily understand that content. So yes, I should take it as a suggestion, and I should try to get it into my office and try to resolve it.
Thank you so much. Because in most cases, the victim are people who may not be able to comprehend, what is there in such text-heavy languages, right? Thank you.
Anyone has any other question?
Yeah, I had a similar question. So thank you, Devjit, for all the insights that you shared. Not only villages, I think there should be some awareness program, some simple awareness program that is easy to understand, especially for the senior citizens. So is there, because from where I'm coming, I had one instance with my father, and he was well aware of everything, that we should not click to this and that, we should do this. But then such a situation got created that even he got hallucinated and applied for it. So especially for the senior citizens, I think they have this fear now because they don't understand. They don't understand the jargons. They don't understand what are the edge cases. These days, there are many organizations that are working for senior citizens. So, is there any plan for the government to, have a compact with them and then create this simplic awareness program, especially to educate the senior citizens, so that they can also use the technology that is available today?
I don't have any straightforward answer to your question, because I am not aware that whether I'm sure my ministry is not particularly working on the senior citizen, but I am not sure whether some other departments or ministry or state government is working on that. But yes, I should take your opinion as suggestion, or your question as suggestion, and I will take back to my office.
Yeah, thank you, Guru.
Okay. Any other thoughts? Any other questions from anyone? Right. So if not, thank you so much, Dr. Kaur, for sharing such valuable insights and offering us a unique perspective from the government policies and the government ecosystem. As I said, that I do understand you have to be within certain right limitations, right? You cannot share a lot of information of the government because of the national security, but whatever still you have shared is really valuable for all of us. Now, today's discussion has reinforced one important message, that cybersecurity is not merely a technology challenge, it's a shared responsibility. As India continues its remarkable digital transformation, our greatest strength will not be only advanced technologies and strong policies, but also aware citizen, responsible organizations, and a culture of digital trust. So on behalf of everyone at Sunday Synergy, thank you once again for your time and thought leadership. And to audience, remember, think before, like as he advises, think before you click, verify before you trust, report before it's too late. Thank you so much. Stay safe and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you all.